Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the South College DPT White Coat Ceremony for the January class of 2025. I'm Dr. Jill Seal, and I'm the Interim Program Director for South College DPT Knoxville. On behalf of our faculty, on behalf of our administrative staff, I welcome you all to this important ceremony, and I thank you for sharing this moment with us. We're honored to have you all here to share in this milestone for our students. Thank you for being here for them. Milestones are important in life. Acknowledging these milestones is also really crucial. Giving ourselves time to pause, reflect, learn, look ahead, plan, anticipate, and affirm. All of these can and should occur as we achieve and celebrate our milestones in life. In your PT life thus far, students, you may be able to identify your first milestone as that time you decided to pursue a career in PT. This is likely your chapter 1 in establishing your why. Then you were accepted to South College DPT Knoxville, and you made the decision to accept us back. Thanks for trusting us enough to say yes. Then came orientation, where things likely got real. You met your classmates and faculty, and you started to truly see what a DPT in 2 years was going to look like. But now, you're a little over a year away from that orientation, and you stand on the threshold of your first DPT clinical experience, the next big milestone in your DPT journey. The white coat ceremony signifies your readiness for clinical practice, and it gives us a moment to pause and acknowledge the significance of that next step and to celebrate each of you for this significant accomplishment. Why the white coat? Y'all, when I was a student, we didn't have white coat ceremony, by the way. It was a long time ago, y'all know. We had to wear a white coat every time we had a practical exam. Did any of y'all ever have stress dreams? Yeah, I would have stress dreams that I couldn't find a white coat, I didn't own a white coat, I got to school and didn't have my white coat. Anyway, that's a total aside, but I just thought I'd share a little of myself there. But I was talking about why the white coat. Why do we mark your readiness for clinical practice by having you don a white coat? The white coat is really an outward-facing symbol of your commitment, dedication, and trustworthiness. Any of you ever watch any of those old Western movies or TV shows? I know y'all are so much younger, but thanks for a few nods. I appreciate that. There's always a good guy in a white hat. Anybody remember that? People trusted the good intentions and the pure motives of that person simply because he had a white hat on. We have similar feelings about our healthcare providers wearing a white coat. It signifies someone who wants to help me, who wants the best for me, and someone that I can place my trust in. In a few minutes, when you slip into that white coat, you're doing much more than just putting on a coat. You're saying to all those here and all those who will come your way, who will seek your care, that you are ready. That you're ready to really listen and really see them. That you're ready to give them your very, very best. The best of all you've learned, combined with genuine caring and empathy. You're telling that person in need of healing and support that you can be trusted and relied upon. You're committing to do the right thing over and over again, even when it's not easy. So, to be clear, this is a significant milestone, worthy of some thoughtful contemplation and affirmation of your accomplishments and readiness, and yes, worthy of some celebration. So, before we get to the actual putting on of the white coats, to help us with the celebration, we've asked for one of our adjunct faculty to share his thoughts and experiences with you as our distinguished speaker. Dr. Michael Blair is a graduate of the South College DPT Knoxville, graduated in 22, and is now an adjunct professor in several of our courses. You may recognize him. He is from here in Knoxville, and he serves as the clinical director of Simply Physio, a private practice specializing in TMJ, TMD, neck pain, and headaches. He is an assistant faculty with the Institute of Clinical Excellence Spine Division, instructing other clinicians across the U.S. on lumbar and cervical spine management. He not only is adjunct for our program, but also the DPT program in Nashville. And another really interesting part of Michael's life is that prior to being a physical therapist, he was a captain in the United States Army, serving on active duty. He had 10 years of service as an engineer officer. He was a company commander in the 1st Armored Division at Fort Bliss, Texas. He was stationed at Fort Benning, Fort Moore, Georgia, and he served as the Urban Search and Rescue Team Leader. I want to know more about that. For the Defense Criminal, Biological, Radiological, and Nuclear Response Force. That sounds amazingly interesting. He was deployed for 12 months in support of global war on terror and served as the country engineer for Ethiopia, Rwanda, Uganda, and Burundi for the Combined Joint Task Force, Horn of Africa. Thank you for your service. He is an Institute of Clinical Excellence certified specialist in orthopedics, a certified strength and conditioning specialist through the National Strength and Conditioning Association, a CrossFit Level 2 coach, a USAW Level 1 weightlifting coach, and is dry needling certified. Did I mention he graduated in 22? My math says that's like 2 years ago and a month. Maybe 2.5, given when you were graduated, but yeah. And in addition to his Doctor of Physical Therapy degree, he holds a Master of Science in Organizational Leadership. We selected Dr. Blair to speak to you today because A, he really exemplifies lifelong learning, and you can model him and learn a lot from him. But he's a great representation of professionalism and someone with a really high standard of excellence in patient care. I really can't think of anyone better to provide you some coaching and words of wisdom on the eve of this, your first clinical. Dr. Blair.
Good evening, faculty, staff, students, and guests of South DPT. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight. First, I want to say congratulations to all of you for completing the first half of your journey to becoming doctors of physical therapy. It was only a few years ago, as she said, that I sat where you are sitting now, proud of all that we had achieved together and to this point. The receiving of the white coat is the mark of your next big step, which is to actually treat patients as a physical therapist. I remember my time in clinicals vividly. This time is when you are truly shaped and you get to apply the things that you've learned and really make a difference in people's lives. And that's really what we all signed up to do. I think everyone has a little bit of apprehension going into this next stage, and so did I. I had a different path to physical therapy, and compared to some of my peers, I came in with a bit more confidence and maybe in some cases overconfidence. My previous career prior to physical therapy was a decade spent as an Army officer. I held leadership roles, being in charge of hundreds of soldiers, planning operations where tanks and armored vehicles were firing live rounds next to each other. I was deployed to a combat zone, managing projects across multiple East African countries. And going into clinicals, I felt like I was fully prepared. But even as much experience as I had in sometimes difficult settings, there were moments I still got nervous. One of the most notable moments was a seemingly simple evaluation of a patient. So a 50-year-old female came in with chief complaint of discomfort when sitting. When asked to describe it, she said it felt like she was sitting on a marble. In her history, she had had recent weight loss in the last year, so much so that her husband had made comments about her appearance and that her pants were fitting much looser. She was having to get a whole new wardrobe. She had no reported pain, just the sensation as though she was sitting on a marble. So, as a highly trained Doctor of Physical Therapy student, I did my subjective, revealing pretty much nothing. And I jumped into an objective exam to evaluate the back and the hip, because surely that must be what it is. Objective testing didn't tell me anything, and the clinical instructor that was observing me was watching, and I was getting more and more nervous because I had no idea what was wrong with her. I'm telling you, if it was a test for the back of the hip, I did it. But as I checked everything, she continued to say, I don't really have pain. It just feels like I'm sitting on a marble. Eventually, I go through all my testing, and my CI looks at me and says, do you know what it is? At this point, I'm desperate. I've been doing so well all day, but I'm just blowing it. I looked at him and I said, no, I don't know what it is. So he took over the exam and had her sit and said, do you feel it sitting like this right now? And of course she said, yes. And then he had her sit up more straight and asked if she felt it then. And of course she said no. He then pulled out a donut, which is an inflatable circle that you can sit on, and he had her sit on that and asked, do you feel it now? And of course, she said no. He then looked at me again and said, do you know what it is now? Feeling defeated at this point, I said, no, I really have no idea. He said, she's lost a lot of weight in the last year, and she's sitting on her tailbone, and she's never felt that before. So there really isn't an orthopedic test that can tell you that. I had done all my little tests, and none of them had told me what was wrong, but that was the lesson that I learned that day. If I had just listened to my patient, she told me what was wrong. I heard her, but I didn't listen. These are real people, and physical therapy is not always the way it is in the textbooks. That's why we go into clinical practice before we graduate, and there's a reason they call it practice. The more you do it, the more confident you become. But the kind of practice that you do dictates the kind of therapist you become, and the type of therapist you become dictates the impact that you make in people's lives. As I said earlier, you're going to the next big stage, which is your clinical practice as a physical therapist. And I can assure you that it'll be a great relief when you all walk the stage and you're all called doctors, and even more relief when you get that green check notification that you passed your board exams. But I can assure you that that is not when you become a physical therapist. You're a physical therapist right now, because when you go forward after today, your patient is still going to entrust you to help them. And that's the same thing that all of the therapists in this room experience, whether we have a license yet or not. And we should not take that lightly. They have come to you in a desperate time, and while your clinical instructor will be there to guide your path, it is still you who are driving the ship. So I give to you my final patient story, and this is your patient. Lynn has severe back pain. She can't sleep. She doesn't know what's going on, and every time she tries to do anything that typically enjoys, it hurts. When she works, cooks, cleans, walks, it hurts. In desperation, she goes to her doctor, and she gets a referral for physical therapy. She calls the clinic, she makes an appointment, but she can't get in until the end of the week. The entire week, she's sleepless. She's wondering if this pain is just what her life is now. She shows up to her physical therapy appointment at 4 on a Friday, and you walk out and say, I'm Michael, I'm a doctor of physical therapy student with South College, I'll be working with you today. You're tired. You've been doing this all week. And at 4 on a Friday, all you want to do is go home. But in that moment, that patient is there to see you, and they need your help, and they deserve your help. I would encourage you to remember that this is an honor. Of all the people in the world, they came to see you for help. But the goal of that first eval isn't to figure out what's wrong with them. It's for your patient to trust you and to believe they can get better. Because if they don't trust you and they don't believe they can get better, they won't. But if you do this right, if you're diligent in your practice, they will. And that's what every therapist lives for, giving people their lives back and making an impact in this world. And making an impact in this world isn't something that you get to do just a few times in your career. It is your career. That is what all of us are blessed with the opportunity to do for these patients. So when you're tired and all you want to do is go home, remember that how you spend your days is how you spend your life. And I would encourage you to spend your days making a difference in people's lives. I wish you the best of luck in your next big step. Congratulations on receiving your white coat today. Thank you for the opportunity for me to come speak. It has been my honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Blair. I'm inspired. I hope y'all are. So now our faculty would like to share their support and well wishes before you head off on that first rotation. We know we're going to spend a few more days with you this week, but this is their chance to give you their thoughts and wish you well. So our faculty who are present will come up and speak first, and then we have some recorded messages from our faculty that's not here. That wasn't about Dr. Mauder, right? That was not about Dr. Mauder.
You guys look so good. That's Mike. You look beautiful, wonderful, and sharp. So it's an incredible night. I'm so happy for you and your whole family. You've all worked very hard. Two big things for me to tell you is passion is everything. You take your passion in, it's your greatest asset. And so you've used your passion to get this far, all your dedication, your hard work, but remember that when you're also out on clinical. And Dr. Blair couldn't have said it better. Patient connection, that's key, right? You're so lucky to get to meet so many people. You're gonna touch their lives. You're making all the difference for them. You're not just helping them physically recover. You're helping them with their whole life, and you're giving them hope again. And that's a great, great gift. So don't forget passion, and don't forget about that patient connection. And you know what I'm gonna say, right? Make sure you enjoy the moment. Just saying.
All right, so in a course that you're currently in Aging Adult, we've talked a lot about power, right? We know objective tests to measure power, and we know how important it is for our older adults to keep that power as they age. I want you to take a minute to consider the power that you now have, okay? As you go into the clinic, you have the power to impact every person that you encounter, through your attitude, through your approach, and through your therapeutic touch. But I want you to also flip that script, okay? Because each person that you encounter also has the power to further your journey as a PT, okay? So seek that feedback, seek that knowledge, and seek that power that your patients and their caregivers can give back to you, okay? So take advantage of every single learning moment that comes your way, because I promise, in the clinic, your knowledge is going to expand beyond what we can ever teach you sitting in the classroom. I'd like to claim that some of it came from us, but really in the clinic is where you are going to thrive, and I promise you've got this.
Hello. Good work today, by the way, all of you. I know this is the beginning of kind of a grueling week, but there's so much excitement a week from now, okay? You do have this. Some of you will go into settings where you have state-of-the-art facilities and all kinds of equipment. Some of you will go into facilities, maybe in small rural towns that don't have all that, but you need to realize you don't need all that to make a difference. You guys have the tools within you. You'll become creative with or without big, fancy equipment. And what matters is that patient in front of you. You're meeting them maybe on one of the hardest or worst days of their lives. They don't come to physical therapy because everything's going fantastically great most of the time. Some of them will have experienced some sort of great loss. And you get to bring the hope So regardless of if your best friend from the program has the really cool stuff and you don't, try not to let that paint kind of your attitude about the whole thing. Some of you will be going into homes, not as many of you, but some of you, you get to learn how to use what you have where you are, and that's a lot of fun. And just remember that even if it feels frustrating or you wish you had something else, take a step back and think, okay, I have all this knowledge, all this power. I can enjoy the moment and figure out how to make their day better and how to get them back to doing something that they want to do. You've got this.
Team, I'm going to save my voice, so I have 5 things. Check your emails. If you need me, email me or text me. Be humble, be brave, and be kind.
Hey, hi everybody. I wanted to say congratulations on this big step in your DPT education. All of your hard work will pay off once you start working with those first few patients. Everything that you have learned will start to make sense, and you'll be reminded of why you sacrificed so many weekends and evenings, and why you chose to become a PT. We all really believe that you can do it, and we're really proud of your accomplishments so far. So I wanted to leave you with a few thoughts for your upcoming clinical rotation. Understand that you will make mistakes. Just be sure to learn from them. You aren't expected to know everything, but we do expect you to learn as much as you can, and we think that you can do it. One of my best memories from my PT education occurred during my first clinical rotation. We had a shoulder referral, and I told my CI, we just haven't learned that yet. And he reminded me that I had learned a lot, that I had a lot of foundational knowledge in anatomy and physiology and some other content. So I dug deep into my knowledge vault, and I solved the problem, and I treated the patient. And I was really pretty proud of how I had tackled that problem, and I didn't give up. So try to tackle each patient experience as a problem to solve. It's a really great strategy that'll carry with you throughout your career. Another thought would be genuine with your patients so that they know that you truly care about their rehab journey. This is more important than having the answers to all of their questions. And if you ever feel overwhelmed, just stop and take a few deep breaths. Remember that every therapist at your site had a first clinical education rotation too, and all of us faculty did as well. This is just part of our education journey. So do your best and keep moving forward. And I look forward to seeing everybody in Q6 for pediatrics. Have a great time on your rotation and make South College proud.
Hello, team. Dr. Reynolds here. I cannot tell you how happy and proud I am of each of you. My favorite part about teaching in DPT programs is watching students blossom and seeing them enjoy the fruits of their hard work. Seeing you make connections and applying your knowledge to patient care, it's so beautiful. And you're about to start this journey. I'm super excited for you to do so. Remember, your experiences are often what you make of them. I encourage you to make the most of your time by asking questions, being a humble learner, communicating your areas of growth and your weaknesses, because now your CI knows and can challenge you and help you grow in those areas. You're on this journey to become doctors of physical therapy. You're getting there. We will soon be colleagues in this great profession, and I'm so excited to see each of you doing great things. Go get them.
Hello, team. Dr. Myers here. What an exciting event, your white coat ceremony. Congratulations and job well done. You have accomplished so much over the past 12 months to get to this point, and you deserve to savor and enjoy this moment. I encourage you to take time to reflect back over the past 12 months at the person you were, and then consider how you have grown throughout this time. Now look forward. You are preparing to head into your first clinical rotation, where you will have another chance to be challenged and to grow. I encourage you to stay mindful, Stay present in the moment. The next 12 months will go quickly, and you will be graduating soon. Take a moment now to set goals for yourself. Challenge yourself. Where do you want to be in 12 months as a student, as a clinician, and as a person? Each and every one of you deserve to be proud in this moment. Believe you are right where you belong, and take that with you into this rotation. I'm sending you all of my best wishes, and I cannot wait to hear all of your clinical experiences. Now get out there and crush this clinical experience.
Hello, January 2025. It's here. It's probably pretty surreal right now. There's a ton going on. There's a lot of things to do. There's social planning and getting people to travel. So enjoy it. Don't let the busyness of this just take away from you just taking the time to really drink it in, pulling together friends and family, feeling proud about what you accomplished. A lot of people can't do what you've just done. There's a Haitian saying, behind every mountain is another mountain. You got this. Some of you have taken the MPT, some of you haven't. Make sure you stay focused, take care of business, and then, think carefully about your next job. Your first job out of school is so important. Look for jobs that give you mentorship, jobs that you can work with other people. You graduated, you're expected to be entry level. The truth is, most clinicians think of you as a new grad until you've worked at least 3 years. You got to get a couple of years under your belt, even if you have background, just to get out on the field, call the shots, make mistakes. We said that all the way back 2 years ago. Mistakes are part of the process. So be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Be comfortable with not being perfect. It's not a failure if you make a mistake unless you repeat it twice. So take all of that in, keep that healthy, flexible mindset. Your dream's coming true, and it's a great time to be alive. It's a great feeling that you've accomplished something, but it continues. The journey continues. You're just on a different level now with that. So I'm happy I got a chance to get to know you. Always happy if you have any questions about anything, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I just wish you the best of luck, and have a good life.
What's up, team? Just wanted to say just best of luck as you get out into your first clinicals. What an exciting time for you all. You've spent all these last several months working on really gaining this knowledge, right? And then actually the skill set. And now you have this opportunity to really start to apply. So it's really neat because you get this chance now where you say, okay, I've got this patient in front of me. Okay, what do I need to look at? Okay, I'm going to look at this. And then the patient's eyes light up and they're like, okay, you found it. You found my back pain. You found my hip pain or whatever that might look like. And then you're like, hey, I think let's try this. I know this intervention might work for this. Let's give it a go. And you do that thing. And the patient gets back up and they're like, wow, that's significantly better. And this is your opportunity now to actually see that outcome, to actually help people start pursuing their goals and start helping them get better and walking alongside them. It's what a cool feeling it is. So, this is your opportunity to really, I know it's nerve wracking. I know there's gonna be some anxiety, but look at it through a positive lens. This is your opportunity now to really pursue your why. This is why you got into this profession in the first place, to help people, right? To serve them. And so now you have that opportunity. So take every advantage you can. Soak up every piece of information you can from your clinical instructors, from your patients. Your patients oftentimes are going to be your best teachers. So just really, this is your chance. So I really am excited for all of you. Can't wait to see you on the other side. And thanks so much for listening. Take care.
I've been spending a lot of time virtually with Dr. Fritsch. I got the sides of my hair looking like, but I can't get this part. But one day he's going to come online for a meeting and I'm going to have the Adam Fritsch hair. It's my goal, 2025. If you can't tell, we're pretty happy and excited for you all. So now I'd like to welcome our student speaker, Caitlin Bullard.
faculty, family, friends, and some of the smartest student physical therapists I know. Thank you for coming tonight to a significant milestone in our journey to becoming doctors of physical therapy. I'm Caitlin Bullard, and I am beyond honored for this opportunity to speak to you all tonight. As many of my classmates know, I'm a marathon runner. For those who may not know, a marathon is 26.2 miles. Originally, I planned to include the average time to complete a marathon. However, I saw a quote stating, "The average person doesn't complete a marathon." People who devote time to training, who work hard to gain experience running for hours at a time, who study their course to know when they'll have to dig deep for their purpose, and those who have an unbelievably strong support system run marathons. These factors are what separate you from average to above average. The journey to becoming a physical therapist is very similar to a marathon. We had to train to get here, through earning our undergraduate degrees. Each of our training is slightly different. Some of our classmates are PTAs, others are athletic trainers, and there's even one who spent time as an accountant. Our different training prepared us for this race. Experience level. For those who have run a marathon or even a local race, you might notice a sudden surge in speed when you cross the start line. That's your sympathetic nervous system kicking in, sending you into fight or flight mode. Your heart rate spikes, adrenaline flows, and your body shifts into high gear, even before you consciously realize it. This response is what allows us to push through discomfort and exceed what we think are our limits. As physical therapists, we are all too familiar with that feeling, especially when we're nervously waiting in the broccoli room before our practical exam. It's that mix of anticipation and pressure, the butterflies in your stomach, and the flood of nervous energy that somehow gives you the stamina to perform. Whether you're racing down a marathon course or tackling a hands-on exam, it's that same physiological response that fuels us to do more than we thought possible. The course. This dictates how an individual trains, as well as every aspect of the race. C, Physical Therapy School is our course. South College Doctor of Physical Therapy program in the running world is the Boston Marathon. We're going through this long haul of a journey with the best of the best. Our professors are equivalent to pacers, and a pacer is an experienced runner who stays focused, motivates their group, and helps keep the racers on track. Each quarter has provided us with a different pacer, and our pacers who specialize in awesome things. We have been led by professors who travel the country and globe to teach about their specialties. This course we have chosen is difficult. This accelerated program is not for the weak. It requires accountability, long hours, and sacrificing time with loved ones, among many other things. During our journey on this course, we've learned about origins and insertions to make sure our exercise prescriptions, as Dr. Mallard would say, are never boring, and that we can't expect our patients to do challenging things if we don't also do challenging things. Support, quite possibly the most important piece to a marathon. You have to have a team behind you and strong glute meets to get you through a race. Making the 26.2-mile trek, you have friends and family cheering you on, funny signs saying things such as, "Smile if you just peed a little bit," which we all know means you need to work on your pelvic floor. But one of the most important things you gather through your race is new friends to support you and drag you to the finish line. Future physical therapists, I would like for you to look at the friends you've made and give them a smile or even a high five. These are the people who came into your life at an unexpected moment, who live hours away in different states and across time zones. Yet, you have managed to drag each other to this point. Through every practical that didn't go as planned, every text saying exam grades are out, and every moment you doubted yourself. I can personally say, without the people in my corner, both cheering me on from the sideline and running alongside me, I wouldn't have made it this far without you. Quarter one did not come as easily to me as it did others. My grades made me unmotivated and doubted my ability to succeed in this program. I was convinced that I was not going to make it to quarter two, let alone to this halfway point. It wasn't until I found my running buddies, my goal-setting pacer, and saw my loved ones with an encouraging sign that I started believing in myself. To my running buddies, thank you for always sending me encouraging texts, reminding me that God has a plan for everything, and staying up late on Zoom until we all feel confident heading into a test. Your support means the world. And thank you for creative and funny ways to remember dermatomes. You made it so much easier, and I'll never look at C7 the same again. You're each a hoot in my book. To the pacer who showed me I can do hard things, Dr. Young, thank you. Your unwavering encouragement and the resources you have provided have been invaluable. You went above and beyond, sacrificing time to host office hours and individual meetings so we could fully grasp complex concepts, like how motor tracts descend from the brain and sensory tracts ascend. You would think this would be common sense, but it really threw me for a loop. Your patience, belief in me, and willingness to share your personal experiences made all the difference. Thank you for being such an incredible guide. To the incredible people always in my corner, waking up at 3 a.m. to drop me off at the starting line, making signs to cheer me on, and supporting me through it all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Mom, your unwavering support in me and belief means more than words can express, even when I don't perform my best. I truly don't know where I'd be without you, Michaela, and Hannah. God gave me this purpose in life, and your love and encouragement make everything possible. Joe Henderson, known for his role in helping secure the women's marathon as an Olympic event, said, "No marathon gets easier later. The halfway point only marks the end of the beginning." Friends, we have made it to our halfway point, the end of our beginning. We have learned so much, but now is the time to interact with people instead of study for 10 hours a day. This is the turning point of your race. You have each proven that you are above average by starting your marathon. We are well equipped and ready to take on our clinical experiences. So now I would ask that you each stand up. You must have been asleep during every lab immersion if you expected me to make it through this speech without an I'm a star jump. But I know that you all look nice, so we're just gonna say it. So we're gonna do it on 3, and if I'm the only one that says it, it's gonna be really embarrassing, so please say it. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm a star! Good job. You can sit down now. You have each been entrusted with a profound purpose, and next week you will begin a journey that will change lives. Every person who comes to you is placing their trust in you, trusting you with their health, their story, and their well-being. The nerves and butterflies you're feeling, that's just your sympathetic nervous system at work, reminding you that you care and that you are passionate about what you do. Take a deep breath and remember that it is a good thing you care. I am deeply privileged to know each of you and to have been a part of this incredible journey together. As you step into this next chapter, with our clinical just around the corner and the road still long ahead, I ask you, how are you going to spend the last half of your marathon to becoming a doctor of physical therapy? Thank you.
I'd like to acknowledge all the neuro that was in that talk. Really excited about that. Now we'll begin our presentation of the White Coats class. Please make your way to the stage as indicated.
Benjamin Allen. Christian Apps. Gabriel Austin. Jeremiah Balestra. Bennett Bale. Andrew Black. Dylan Blaylock. Carissa Branyan. Caitlin Bullard. Cameron Burton. Nicholas Canfield. Amaya Carlton. Trey Carpenter. Carissa Karsten. Stephania Cassis. Connor Casey. Madeline Klein. Lauren Coleman. Hannah Davis. Ina DeLeon. Natalie Dockham. Chao Duong. Jessica Fall. Anastasia Fancher. Andrew Fowler. Kaylin Fryer. Brandasha Garrett. Brianne Gilbert. Matthew Glenn. Christian Gomez. Cody Gomez. Hannah Graham. Taylor Green. Marissa Gradenos. Kari Griffith. Ashley Gura. Caitlin Hasler. Alexis Height. Austin Hendrickson. Haley Herring. Jordan Hodge. Olivia Hoshin. Amelia Horton. Natalie Hugos. Jacob Jimenez. Grace Jones. Kennedy Jones. Carson Jones Knapp. Benjamin Kanzig. Abby Keith. Jacob Landis. Alexa Leone. Bailey Lizon. Ian Mai. Hayden Marshall. Peyton Matlin. Nicholas McClendon. Sadie Marion. Derek Miller. Brenna Minton. Ty Morrison. Jose Olade. Lika O'Neill. Taylor Ouimet. Lauren Pace. Joshua Poston. Graciela Avila. Nicholas Rodriguez. Jacob Rowland. Abigail Ryan. Tegan Sabo. Noah Sandberg. Felicia Seeley. Nicole Sharp. Zachary Sealer. Summer Skinner. Jade Stevenson. Caroline Sullivan. Allie Sidnor. Coden Tejan. Jillian Tyler. Cassie Velasco. Caleb Wallace. Sydney Warren. Brittany Wick. Mackenzie Wilkes. Megan Wills. Alex Wilsey. Gunnar Wright. Catherine Yeagle. Lincoln Carvalho. Taylor Zittle. And in absentia and home with baby, everybody wave, India Tucker. All right, please stand. As you are now going out to be physical therapists, we ask you to join us in the oath of the profession. I hope you can see that because you need to read it with me. Here we go. As a physical therapist dedicated to providing the highest quality care and services, I solemnly and willingly state I will respect the rights and dignity of all individuals who seek my services or with whom I practice. Engage in a mindful, compassionate, and empathetic manner and in all my services. Hold myself, my colleagues, to the highest principles of our profession.
You may be seated. Y'all sound good. So, y'all look good. You look so ready. You look full of curiosity and passion, dedication, knowledge, and a lot of skill. I have a couple questions for you before we go. Are you nervous? Yes. Excited? Yes. Feeling a little imposter syndrome? Yes. I'd say if you answered yes to any of those questions, you're right where you need to be. Those feelings that you have right now are really the fertile ground for learning and growth. Lean into those uncomfy feelings. Start to build your confidence and trust in yourself. Placing these white coats on you signifies our trust in you. Our trust and belief that you have the knowledge and skill to safely and effectively deliver care. Our trust and belief that you will conduct yourself with the utmost professionalism, respecting and honoring those to whom you provide care. Continue to lean into the difficulty and the uncertainty. Continue to learn daily. Ask questions. Seek what you need to get better each day. Appreciate all that your patients and your clinical instructors give you. Celebrate your patients' victories, even the small ones, and celebrate your own victories as well. Go forth into your first clinical practice proud, really proud of all that you've learned and accomplished, and yet humbled by all you still have to know and learn. Remember your why, do the right thing, and honor and value the trust that's placed in you because you wear the white coat, whether it's actual or figurative. Friends and family, faculty, thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for helping us honor these students and celebrate this moment. We're honored to have you all as a part of this journey. I do have one final request. Normally, one of my favorite things would be hanging out and chatting with all you. To our knowledge, the weather has not gotten any better. So we would ask that people try to exit pretty quickly out of the building just so that we can allow the staff here at the event center to close everything out and get on home. So I apologize that we're not encouraging people to stand around and chat. I'm going to miss that, but we also want people to get out and get home or wherever you're going next for your celebration safely. So drive safe, be safe. Students, we'll see you tomorrow bright and early. Thank you all. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, no. We'll see you Tuesday. Thanks, y'all.